Hi, Larry. Political uncertainty, particularly in Europe, remains widespread. The world economy seems to be slowing down, yet Deutsche Post DHL appears to be optimistic. Why is that?
Well, I think you're right. There is an unusual amount of uncertainty, especially regarding the budget situations for governments in the U.S. and in Europe. But as we've seen, there's been some progress made among the European leaders, and very lately, it seems, on the U.S. budget deficit or the agreement on how to keep the U.S. out of bankruptcy or insolvency, let's say. And I think it's, as I said, a little bit more uncertainty than usual, but something we can expect for the future, and that's always present in the economy, is risk and uncertainty about what the future is going to bring. And we view it as something not completely unexpected. We think the world economy, when all is said and done, this year is going to be in a pretty normal growth pattern and average somewhere between 3.5% and 4% for the year. And that's pretty much what we had based all of our planning and forecasts on for the year. Meanwhile, all of our businesses make really good progress. We're very much on track to meet our targets for the year. And so we remain optimistic about 2011 for Deutsche Post DHL.
You've even gone so far to improve your EBIT guidance for the rest of the year. You expect your earnings to reach the upper end of the 2.2 to 2.4 billion guidance you gave. You've already produced about half of this in the first 6 months. Why don't you push the guidance further up?
Well, I think you're right. The performance in the first 6 months was a bit higher than we had forecast. We came out at 1.2 billion, so we're already halfway toward the upper end. Nevertheless, I think it always makes sense to be a bit conservative when you're giving guidance. I think those are targets that investors and analysts take very seriously, and ones that you want to make sure that you can achieve. So we always want to keep our promises as Deutsche Post DHL. And we think we have a great chance to reach the upper end of our guidance range, which would represent great progress this year compared to last year, but also on our way to our midterm targets in 2015 for both the mail division and the DHL division. So, it would be a great achievement at 2.4, and that's what our target is.
What do you expect some of the drivers of the growth and the earnings in the second half to be?
Well, I think DHL is going to continue to grow. I think our outstanding positions in the highest growth regions in Asia and Latin America and other emerging markets really is going to continue to drive DHL growth together with our excellent product offerings. On the mail side, we're seeing excellent growth in the parcel business, driven by the very clear trend toward increasing online sales, so e-commerce. And so we think those will be the main drivers.
You mentioned Asia. DHL is well positioned there. You've made a strong commitment to grow there and take advantage of the opportunities in the region. Given this commitment, however, why have you decided to pull out of the express business in China, the domestic business?
Well, I think the Chinese domestic business has a lot of the characteristics of other domestic markets. It tends to be much lower price, lower quality, much lower barriers to entry, and therefore a lot of competitors, and it's a pretty low margin business. And even though the Chinese market is growing so fast, we think overall the market is not going to be attractive for the foreseeable future for us to invest a lot in. It's anyway not our core business. The core business for Express on the DHL side is the TDI business, or the international shipment business. So it was a very small business, and before we got in much deeper and invested a lot more, it made sense for us to exit now.
On the other hand, the mail division, you've reported stagnating revenues and lower earnings. It's not a very good mix, is it?
Well, I think that trend is missing some of the underlying currents, like the very good growth in the parcel business. Of late, due to the really good German economy, we've seen even slight growth in the traditional letter business. So the revenues are slightly down because of the discounts that we've given to our customers in connection with the new VAT regulation last year. But if not for that, we'd be showing increasing revenues. So, we're very pleased with the way that the mail division revenues are developing. The parcel business is even surprising us a bit on the upside with how strong the e-commerce trend is and how great the DHL, Deutsche Post franchise is in parcel. So overall, we're very happy with the way that mail is developing.
Thank you very much.